We are here with Alana Trinola, the author of the new book, The Homemade Kitchen. So we're gonna have a little trick today with ricotta, which most people see as a savory item, but you use it for dessert. Tell me a little bit about why ricotta makes such a good dessert item.
So this is really my back pocket recipe because I like to have people over for dinner, but I have to admit that I'm not always so good at feeding a lot of people. Ricotta is great plain with a spoon,
right?
But you can just add a little honey, a little lemon zest, and it's really good. And this is really one of those recipes that you can change up really with whatever you have in the kitchen.
Right, and let's talk about ingredients, because obviously if you're doing something so simple, is it important to have, a great ricotta? Is there certain types of ricotta that work better than others? Where do you begin?
So of course, your product is going to be better if you start with a good ingredient, but I have to admit to you that part of this trick is that I have made this with bottom of the line ricotta and it's still delicious.
All right.
So you can really do it with anything. I give you full permission. But of course, a really great ricotta is going to come through. I also sometimes like to make it with homemade ricotta, and that's delicious too, but this is what you do when you need something fast. So use what you have.
So what are we making today?
Okay, so we're gonna make chocolate ricotta mousse, which is my favorite variation because chocolate.
Right.
But we're also gonna make a couple other variations, which I have here.
So where do we begin?
Okay, we have our ricotta, and all I have is a pound of ricotta. So this is my food processor. I'm using Cuisinart, but this will work with anything. And so I'm just gonna put my ricotta into the food processor.
And you could use a food processor. Could you use a blender or a hand blender?
You could use a blender. If you have a powerful blender, you're gonna wanna be careful not to heat it.
Right.
You'll just wanna pulse it, but yeah, a blender will absolutely work.
Great.
So, 1 pound.
Easy.
Now I have some melted chocolate. This is about 4 ounces.
Great.
But again, I'm making it easy for you. You don't really have to measure.
Right, you can do whatever
to your taste. This is gonna totally
taste.
forgive you for anything.
And do you want this to be, it's melted, do you want it to be hot? Do you want to let it cool down a little bit?
Yeah, you don't want it to be too hot, but warm is okay if you're in a hurry.
This recipe just gets easier and easier.
I know.
You can do this, you can do that.
So right now I have a pound of ricotta and I have 4 ounces of chocolate.
Great.
And now I'm actually gonna add just a pinch of salt because of the whole sweet savory thing. And I also have some really strong coffee. And this is cold. So I'm gonna just put a splash in there.
And what does that splash of coffee do? Is it just flavor, or is it also the liquid helps?
It really enhances the taste of the chocolate. I find it makes it just a lot deeper and more wonderful. So now I'm putting my lid on. And
how long do you let it go for?
Until it looks like mousse. About 15
I'm waiting
seconds.
for the hard part of this.
I know.
That never comes.
It's not going to happen.
It's so great. And how long in advance can you make it? Like if you want to do it the day before?
You could make this the day before, even 2 days before.
Great.
And just store it in the fridge.
What does the ricotta add that a regular mousse doesn't have?
Well, this is it's egg-free, which is really nice. Some people don't want the eggs. It's also a lower fat version because mousse is usually made with heavy cream. So if you're into the health angle, this is also good for you, but you're not going to taste that. And I love to serve it with whipped cream because it gets pretty dense. And the whipped cream gives a nice contrast. Some strawberries, a little chocolate shavings would be beautiful. You could even do a little Grand Marnier or something lovely like that, raspberries. But I'm just gonna put a little dollop, and that is going to be our dinner party dessert.
And you have 2 other versions here. Tell me a little bit about these as well.
I do. So really, like I said, the sky's the limit with your flavor combinations. But some of my favorites are, this is a strawberry jam. So this is a pound of ricotta and half a cup of strawberry jam.
Easy.
And it's just that delicious, fruity
fruit
ricotta.
mousse.
Yeah. And you could also do that with fresh fruit. This is actually just maple syrup and ricotta. And again, really nice with fruit. You can go wherever you want. Lemon curd is delicious, honey is wonderful, and it just becomes a base for really any kind of flavor that you want to use and serve to your guests. So it's a great trick.
Wonderful. Well, Alana, thank you so much for teaching us this amazing trick for easier desserts. And obviously, if you want more tips and tricks, you can pick up the book, The Homemade Kitchen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.